Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the channel, and this video is a part 2 to a video that I'm currently working on right now. It's a history of Mel video. And I'm just going to continue where the last video left off. So, the 4 kids who were chosen to go to Auradon were Dizzy, Celia, and Squeaky and Squirmy Smee. Dizzy, like I mentioned in part 1, she is the granddaughter of Lady Tremaine. Celia, she's the daughter of Dr. Facilier. And Squeaky and Squirmy are the twin sons of Mr. Smee. They get taken. The next day, Ben proposes to Mel. She says yes. They go out to get the kids. Hades tries to escape. Mel stops her. The next day after that, I'm presuming, they talk about what is to happen next. And they decide that the program that allows kids from the Isle to come over to Auradon should be shut down permanently. Mel later lies to Evie about how it wasn't her idea, even though it was. Mal gets turned into an old hag by the Queen of Mean, and they need Hades' Ember to reverse everything that the Queen of Mean has done. So they go back to the Isle, find Hades, do the musical number, do what you gotta do, go back to Auradon. Gil and Harry join. Uma joins. They sing the song Night Falls. They discuss the game plan. Mal, what's the word I'm looking for? Mal, the girls and the boys split up. The girls go to Evie's cottage. The boys go to look for Ben. Mel and Uma are like backup singers for Evie's song One Kiss. I'll get into what that song's about in my Evie video. One kiss, this moment could be it. Let's see. The Queen of Mean tries to block them in the house, but it fails. And then the boys and our two groups meet up. They go to Fairy Cottage looking for Audrey. All they find is Chad locked in the closet. Let's see. Chad locked in the closet. Oh, yeah. Ben's like, oh, hey, you guys are going to have to tell me how you teamed up. Evie says, oh, well, actually, she agreed to let all the villain kids leave the Isle, which Mel then reveals is a lie. Uma and Harry are understandably mad and upset. Celia is also upset. She puts out the Ember. Everyone else who's left, except for Mal, they get turned to stone. Mal sings a song. Mal, in her dragon form, with help from Uma, defeats the Queen of Mean. Although she's barely alive, so Mal's like, we need Hades to save Audrey. So they do that. Then at the engagement party, Mal reveals that Hades is her father. And that's the end of Descendants 3. This next part is what I'm calling a good and sad time in the history of Auradon. Because during this time, Mal teams up with Evie to do wedding planning stuff. Mal makes Evie her maid of honor, or bridesmaid, one of the two. I don't remember which, honestly. Also during this time, Carlos unfortunately passes away. No one knows how or why. I'm hoping it's peaceful, just like the actor. Jump forward to the big day. Mel's nervous. Evie, Dizzy, and Audrey help reassure her. I think maybe the reason why Audrey's helping with the wedding is because she feels like she needs to do something to say, oh, I'm so sorry for the whole Queen of Mean, my Queen of Mean era of my chunk of my life. So yeah, she gets, honestly, Audrey gets kind of scary during this period of time. The wedding happens in a different place because the original venue gets burned down by Hades. On the way to hunt down Hades, Mel says, oh, I really wish Carlos was here. Jay gives Mel an early wedding gift, which is a charm bracelet with the symbols of the 4 VKs and the apple for the D in the logo. Wedding happens and Mel says, our story may have came to an end, but somewhere a new story might just be beginning, teasing up Descendants, The Rise of Red. Speaking of that film, Mel does not appear physically in the film, but she is mentioned by Uma when she says, her, Ben, Evie, and Jay are off sailing around the kingdom, and that when talking to Fairy Godmother, Uma says that she hated Mel. So yeah, that about does it for everything that happens in the movies. And I'm going to go off and do some... This next part is similar to my other videos where I talk about what I think is in their future of the character. So with Mel, I personally think that either while they were on the boat trip or when Mel and Ben got back, they decided to start working on a family. Mel eventually gets pregnant, and throughout the pregnancy, Mel and Ben and their families and friends find out that Mel is pregnant with 2 girls. I feel like Mel would ask Evie, be like, hey, would you like to make some of my baby clothes since you're a big time fashion person? And Evie, overjoyed, says yes without even thinking about it. So she does. She also makes some cute little toys. And then Mel gives birth to 2 girls. The first one is named Maya, and the second one is named Mary. Then about 2 to 3 years or so later, Mel gets pregnant again with a boy named Miles. So, as teenagers, Mary, Maya, and Miles all date people. I'm going to start with the youngest and go up. Miles dates Ella, who is the daughter of Evie and Doug. Mary first comes out to her family as a lesbian. No. She starts dating Mary in secret, and then she comes out to her family as a lesbian. But Mal's just like, sweetheart, I've always known. And then Maya, she ends up dating Dawson, who is the son of Evie and Doug. And yeah, that about does it for this video.